There's a dang parade going on outside.
That's what they were gonna go to.
What?
That's what they were gonna go to. I don't know if they went or not, but Grandma said I don't need to come up anymore. You can still stream though if you'd like.
The parade is literally happening on the street right now.
I know.
There's a So for everyone that's watching, we're just kind of having a brief pause. There's a parade going outside our where we're living, and trying to figure out what's going on. Looks like maybe somebody's birthday. And they just keep coming around the corner here. We live. Maybe that's the last one. Okay. Well, let's go and get started. Enough playing around. We're gonna continue work on the airports. Let's see. Okay, load. Hey guys, how you doing, Gino and Bill? How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Alright. Okay, so today yes. So today we are going to um, just keep building money. I think we're going to utilize this space a little bit more, add some shops to it, maybe add some catering service. So why are we struggling here? Oh, just refueling. Struggling, okay. And I think we might, what are you guys doing? Bill, I can try to add a bar. I don't know. They have like restaurants and cafes, but not necessarily like a specific bar or something. Um, Trying to figure out why these guys are stuck. Can you go there? Because you guys are waiting for landing. Okay, let's just focus on this. I also don't really like the flow of this. There they go. Now they've figured their life out up there. We also, let's actually take a second and work on our staff. Staff, they need some desk in here. It's really interesting. I had an opportunity um, maybe 2 years ago now to go and tour the Salt Lake City International Airport, the local airport by me. And it was interesting because this is dedicated as a staff room already, right? Yeah. Because I got to see a lot of the behind the scenes to an airport. No. And that was just, it was really cool just to see that behind the scenes. An employee cannot reach. Let's see. Oh, let's build the queue actually for these guys. But yeah, so like the Salt Lake City International Airport, if you've ever been there, there's just a ton of like behind the scenes things that you don't know. So like one of the most interesting things was there is like a wildlife control um, facility that takes care of like foxes and the birds and kind of just different things around the airport facility. You can't really build that in the game, but we're gonna try to. We do have to refuel the planes, Bill. So you can kind of see these little cars right here. These are the refueling trucks. This one actually is getting refueled. Um, so basically, when a plane comes in, they go through this checklist of things to do. So they deboard the plane. Service round, I'm not exactly sure what that all encounters, but it's something that the ramp agents do to make sure the plane is good to go. If there's any baggage, they do that. Refueling um, then takes place, and you can kind of see all the checklist. So right now, I just have this service round and refueling, and so I'm not, like I said, I'm not exactly sure why we're getting delays. We're getting a lot of them here. Looks like we are going to need more security. It's one of our problems. Let's go ahead and open this guy up and see if we can't get some security agents to come in here and help clear some of these lines. Not why there's so many people right here. This game is still in early access, and so there is like glitches that you'll see every once in a while, but we have just a ton of people, so we might need to expand security. That is one thing I really like about this game is, one, it involves like something that I'm really passionate about, which is aviation. But second, it is very much, there's problems that the game presents to you as the player, and then you have to try to solve them. So like this security thing, it could be just a glitch that we're trying to solve, but we'll figure it out and we'll get it fixed here. Oh yeah, that's probably a major reason is security. Okay, so now we got that fixed. Let's see if we can go and build. This just might be an option too. Okay, so what we're gonna do. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, not a lot of social distancing. I don't even think airports in real life are this busy. I've been reading a ton of reports about how COVID-19 has affected the travel industry and like how it's just how little people are traveling, and yeah, definitely COVID-19's really affected it. So these guys are not social distancing, but probably wouldn't even have this many people in the airport, to be honest. So I'm gonna try these smaller security checkpoints to see if I can process more people. Oops, that's not what I wanted. See if we can just get people to go through. See you being pushed out. Why are you? Oh, these guys need a bathroom. There's a bathroom down here. Oh, these ones are not open. So the other thing, oh, this is what I was going to say. So, most major airports are, we're gonna allow all airlines. Can I close this? Most major airports operate on like basically have hub times that all of the planes for a specific airline will come into that airport and all of them will leave at a certain time. So like airports will be busier at certain times. So for like instance, all the planes basically come in at 5 o'clock and they all leave at 9 o'clock. It looks like, and so there's kind of a lull in between those. Um, it's just kind of how it is right now. So I plan on fixing that, but it also is very busy right now too. So I think one thing I would like to do is I think I want to add some more space, like a more of a walkway kind of. Although I can't, I could add one lane here. We're gonna go ahead and add one row of terminal here. I think on this northern concourse right here, um, this side will have like the smaller Cessnas and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking. And then these bigger 737s and stuff like that. Is that what this is? What kind of plane is this? That's an Airbus 319. Where are you? Bradier 7. There's a 737. 321. So those guys will operate off the second floor, and then we'll have a small section that comes down here and operates on this lower floor. But as of right now, so maybe I also want to work on moving my general aviation. These are all general aviation stands that we're looking at down here. So I would like to move those further away and potentially give them their own runway so they're not clogging up this runway. So I just want to look. I was to give one, let's see, where does that go to? 1, 2. See, I don't know why. I think it's just because there's so many people lining up and waiting to get on this runway. So I didn't even know what you were talking about. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add another runway. Basically up at this end. Good little lightning clap there. And I think I will build my, you'll see what I'm thinking here. I hate when my camera rotates like that. Okay, can I get rid of those zones? Yeah, so this whole like general aviation is going to be moving probably up to here, kind of in this weird spot right here, or it might move up here. That's probably well, I'll put it up here, and this will be like our, where like refueling happens, and then down here will be like our terminal. Which I think will change again. I'm not sure yet though. So this is temporary, but hopefully kind of just waiting for this stuff to build. How's everybody's Sunday doing, by the way? Doing anything fun today? Actually, pause. Get some more planes down. Albany, Mexico, Halifax. So, one thing I mentioned in the last episode is we are actually moving to cancel a contract with Skyfly to basically support Allure as being like the main airline that's flying in and out of Provo. Allure will kind of be down, will have its own set of gates and everything. I think its own section of the airport. So like Atlanta you think is like a big Delta hub. I want Allure to be a pretty big hub for us here. We will accept small aircraft. And I think what I will actually do for the time is eliminate that, and so just general aviation uses this runway and the big planes will use the other runway. I think this is one thing that's been interesting is like I've never had this many people like lining up and waiting for the bus. So we get that going. I would like catering. Everybody loves their peanuts. Here's maybe a question for you guys. What's your least favorite thing about going to the airport? What is that one thing that you're just like, I do not want to go to the airport today because of this? Or are you guys just so excited to go somewhere? So catering done. One thing I would like to get is ramp agents. cleaning, going, and we'll get some medium fuel. Hopefully by the next day here we'll be able to get this use of this other runway, be able to free up these people. Is so close. There you go, common. Chromador, I think that's how you say your name. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to, other than maybe if you're referring to this is early access or the alpha version of the game. If that's what you're referring to, yeah, I do have like an alpha version of the game. It is available on Steam to purchase, from what I remember. Yeah, I think that's... I hope that's what you're referring to. If not, go ahead and put it in chat. Wait, further explain, maybe? Yeah, the game is updated pretty regularly. Um, the team that's developing the game is pretty active in adding new features. I remember when I first got this game. Oh, it would have had to been 2017, 2018, I think. They and there was really nothing. You just had your simple runway, terminal, and the gates. And now we have stuff like aircraft servicing, baggage, stuff like that. So yeah, the game is being updated quite regularly. So I think one thing I might do here, I'm gonna change how this parking lot looks next. I'm gonna throw it up here. Because what I'm thinking is moving all of these parking lots over and then have the sidewalk come up right here in the middle, and the main entrance of the terminal, like where your check-in and baggage would be right here, and then TSA would kind of be in this back corner going in. I know I'm getting a ton of notifications. I do not know why. What I will do actually is I'll go ahead and buy some more vehicles. Purchase. So I'll get 5 and 5. And then the vehicles I do have. So I'm going to sell all the Jet 1 or Jet A1's trucks. Just because those are a little bit bigger of a trailer, it has like a trailer. Okay. Yeah, so you can kind of see these a little bit bigger of a like truck and trailer kind of combo. Request extra fuel. Request extra fuel. Hopefully these guys can refuel a lot of planes, I guess. Okay, gotta stay on top of this though. Um, I think so. The question is what have I learned about aviation that I didn't know before playing this game? To be honest with you, Bill, I not a whole lot. Just because like this is what like I just graduated in aviation administration from like that's what I graduated in from college. And so like this is what I've studied for the last 5 years of like how airports worked and like how they function. Um, so not a whole lot from actually just playing the game, but definitely uh, because like that experience from studying at school. I definitely wouldn't consider myself a pro. Um, at anything, to be honest with you. But I do really enjoy aviation. Okay. Well, I don't know if English teachers read dictionaries, but sure, yeah, we'll go with that. Cromdor, what airport? What is your local airport? I'd be totally willing to take a look at it and see. I love I love flying around on Google Earth and checking out airports. It's a weird hobby that I have, but I love to do it. So Dublin, Ireland. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'll go and pause this so I can bring it up here on Google Earth. I've actually really wanted to fly to Ireland and check that out. Um, let's see. Dublin, Ireland. I think airports are so fascinating. So, Cromdor, what is it? So, is it over on this side of the airport, kind of on the north side of the airport? Do you know? They are very dirty. Okay, this road right here. Huh. Fascinating. Yeah, like I could sit here and spend a ton of time just looking at these airports and kind of figuring out everything about them. I'll show you. So, um, first off, I'll show you the airports that I'm basing. Not that I'm basing this off of, but the airport where I went to school. It's Provo. So this is where I went to school, Utah Valley University Flight School. And this is the airport, like the Provo airport. Can't build it exactly like it is in the game. And then this is my local international airport up here at Salt Lake. Let's fly back over to the... I'm going to take a look at what you're saying. Looks like there used to be a runway right here. Guessing this used to be 1-1. Or let's see, what is this runway down here? This is 2-8, so this is 1-0 and 2-8. And then this one would be 1-1 and 2-9. Looks like they... Way cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. Like I said, I totally love looking at airports, so I think they're so fascinating. So actually, we're going to delete you. So what I'm building up here is basically a more efficient bus and passenger drop-off up in this area, and I wanted to expand my parking lots too. Why are we getting bugged out here? I don't know why it keeps doing this. I do not have insufficient funds. Yeah, I'm guessing they're grounded due to the virus, or they typically park there. Like Ryanair, is that typically park there? Okay. So I'm gonna reload the game. Typically, that solves some of these problems. It looks like this is just being glitched out, so I'm gonna put this here. Save, and I'm gonna reload the game. I'll show you an airport while this is reloading. Let me just get the game reloaded, and I'll bring back Google Earth, and I'll show you an airport that here in the United States that they're storing a lot of the Delta and Southwest. Yeah, I'll show you this airport. It's in California that a ton of airplanes are just being stored at currently. I watched a YouTube video about 2 weeks ago of this guy flying over it, and one runway has actually just been closed down. So I'm going to get this loaded back up. We actually studied Ryanair quite a bit in one of my classes. One of my professors worked for Ryanair 5 years ago, maybe? So maybe 5 years ago. So yeah, he was pretty familiar with their processes and kind of just different things like that. So he talked a lot about them. Okay, so we're back here in Google Earth. Okay, so this Southern California Logistics Airport is just packed full of planes. So the ones you see here, these are all the 737 Maxes that Southwest owns due to the 2 accidents that happens. and the whole 737 MAX grounding. That's what all of these Southwest planes are all the MAXes. Currently, though, this runway right here is currently closed, and Delta has a uh, ton of planes parked on there. Let me. Why did my mind Victorville Airport? I wonder if there's any. Yeah. So here's a good picture. Oh, here we go. So you can see, so here's the 737 MAXs that I was showing you, but you can kind of see here is all of these planes that are just parked here due to the virus. Just a ton of planes that are parked. Bill, hey, you know what? I'm still new to streaming, so I'd be more than happy to take advice on how to do these things. I've tried to talk to Golden and try to figure it out, but she's not helpful at all. So let's go ahead and get back in the game, though. So I'm going to take out all of this here. And this one too. Actually, I'm just going to take out all of this. I will say one thing I did learn. So I was mentioning this earlier, Bill, on your question about what did I learn about aviation since I'm playing this game. I kind of mentioned this earlier. Um, I didn't realize how much, like how many different things go into an airport before like doing my degree. Like it was a cool place that planes went and landed and kind of um, like that's kind of the extent of it. But now that like I've studied it, it's like studied aviation, it is insane. Um, like everything that an airport does. Um, so like I'll talk about Salt Lake just because I know that's my home airport, and I know I've been to it. I've toured it quite a few times. Um, in it being, what am I trying to say? Um, like for instance, Salt Lake International like grows their own poinsettias for Christmas, and they have like that wildlife management area um, that I thought was really cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I find airports super fascinating, and that's why I spend hours on it and touring them on Google Earth. So I want to make sure that whatever I do not want to build in this area. Just to make sure I'm clear. build that. Yeah, that was one thing last year when I went on my tour of the airport about the fire. Yes, that is totally something missing from the game is like fire services and police. Um, but we um, we got to go toward the local fire station at the airport. Um, and at Salt Lake International, they have this fire station, and basically it's equipped to handle, like, let's say an earthquake was to happen, because Utah is very much a earthquake zone. And so if there was an earthquake was to happen, they have a whole section of this fire station that's on ready to go, reserve for earthquake response, and to be able to operate like a remote airport outside of like the actual building. But on top of that, like one thing I learned is like there has to like a fire like a once a fire alarm goes off, or like if there's a fire that starts, a fire engine, at least here in the United States, has to be like within 5 minutes of being able to reach that fire. And so like they practice it like weekly of like getting the call and getting out to a certain point of the airport within 5 minutes. It's pretty crazy, and they're pretty amazing people that work on that in the like um, work on fire, like in a fire department at an airport. Okay, so this is going to be the new entrance, and I'm going to do 3 doors. Taxis go on this side. Bill, thanks for stopping by. Just a quick question. Can you not hear the music? I do have music playing. me. Hopefully you can hear it. Can you hear it now? Okay. Is that still too low? Is it a good volume? Okay, sweet. Yeah, I use Streamlabs to stream and also record videos, and YouTube uses like a different. Like if I use the volume level that I use right now, I'm using right now, it'd come in so blaringly loud in YouTube, and so thank you for that. Get some decorations going here. Trying to figure out what okay. Oh man, so I haven't been paying attention at all, and all my planes are no longer coming, so let's get some planes. Skylink, yeah, I still want them. So one aspect of like a typical airport is you will have an airline buyout gates, like certain gates at the airport, and they'll use those gates all the time. So that's one thing I really want to push for. I want like every airline to have their own gate, and like to offer services based around those gates too, for that particular airline. That makes them happier. I'm really sad these guys stopped offering flights. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. Let's see, I'm gonna put you on here. It's Discord in the background. I keep hearing like this notification thing, and it's driving me nuts. Okay. Oh, I want to build check-in desk. So, also I'm gonna build this desk and get some information. I was also going to build bathrooms. Alright guys, it looks like actually I'm being called to dinner. So we're gonna go ahead and end here. Go ahead and hit that follow button if you want to get notification next time I go live. Yeah, so Cromdor, it's actually the whole airport is being demolished and being rebuilt on basically the footprint of the old airport. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I might be back later today, but you can go ahead and catch me. We're gonna be building the same airports. I only will save this one for live streams. So go ahead and hit that follow button, and we'll go ahead and come back next time. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and see you guys.